Hello lovely students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Ghalib's English School. In today's video, we're going to be attempting second mock test from mock test series for car theory test. We have created these tests for you to pass your car theory test in first attempt. Before I start, I would like you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon down below for all the updates. So let's straight jump into that. Question 1. When is fuel consumption at its highest? So in simple words, when your vehicle uses more fuel. When you are braking, when you are coasting, when you are accelerating, or when you are turning sharply. Braking is simple, everyone knows what does it mean. When you brake sharply, coasting, when you press the clutch down and your car is in neutral, that is called coasting. Accelerating, when you accelerate, when you speed too much, and turning sharply, that all in a sudden you take a sharp turn. So which of these four options you think will have your fuel too much consumed? The correct option is when you are accelerating. So acceleration takes more fuel. Question 2. You are driving at night with your headlights on main beam. So your headlights are on main beam. It's night time. A vehicle is overtaking you. When should you dip your headlights? So, it's an overtaking situation. There are four options. So when should you dip your headlights? Sometime after the vehicle has passed you, before the vehicle starts to pass you, only if other drivers dip their headlights, or as soon as the vehicle passes you. The correct option is as soon as the vehicle passes you, you need to dip your headlights. Question 3. An injured person has been placed in a recovery position. So, as a result of an accident, an injured person has been put in a recovery position. They are unconscious. Now, the problem is the person is unconscious, but breathing normally. Normal breathing. What else should be done? What are the other ways you can help them? There are four options. Press firmly between their shoulders. Place their arms by their side. Give them a hot, sweet drink. Check their airway remains open. The correct option is you need to check and keep their airways open. They should remain open. If there is anything which is blocking them, make sure remove that. Because they are unconscious, they cannot use their hands to remove that, and it may cause death. Question 4. What does this sign mean? Guys, if you look closely at this sign, the car is parked on the roadside, but is not halfway on the road and halfway on the footpath or pavement. It is fully on the pavement. So sometimes you see this type of sign. So what does it mean? There are four options. Vehicles may park fully on the verge or footway. Vehicles may park on the right-hand side of the road only. Vehicles may not park on the verge or footway. Vehicles may park on the left-hand side of the road only. Now the correct option is vehicles may park fully on the verge or footway. So as you can see here that this vehicle is fully parked on the footway or pavement. So sign directs you to follow it, so you need to follow that. Question 5. Which driving technique can help you save fuel? So like we started today in the first question that acceleration causes more fuel consumption, this question is just the opposite. That how can you save, or what type of techniques you can use to save more fuel? Using lower gear as often as possible, accelerating sharply in each gear, using each gear in turn, or missing out some gears. The correct option is missing out some gears. That will save you some fuel. Question 6. Why do MOT tests include an exhaust emission test? MOT stands for Ministry of Transport test. It is a mandatory yearly based test for all the cars which are more than 3 years old. For new cars, it happens after 3 years. For old cars, it is yearly based test, means they have to do this on yearly basis. So why do they do exhaust emissions? To discover which fuel supplier is used the most, to recover the cost of expensive garage equipment, to help protect the environment against pollution, to make sure diesel and petrol engines emit the same fuel. The correct option is to help protect the environment against pollution. So exhaust emission is too much. If the car is having too much exhaust emission, it means that car is causing too much pollution. So we need to protect our environment against pollution. So we have to have this strict MOT test every year for older cars. Question 7. What legal requirement must be met by newly qualified drivers? So legally, what requirements you have to fulfill if you are a newly qualified driver? They must display green L plates. They must have a new photograph taken for their full license. They must be accompanied on their first motorway journey. They must have valid motor insurance. The correct option is they must have a valid motor insurance. So as soon as you pass your driving test, you got your license, you buy a car, you need to have an MOT and then road tax and valid motor insurance before you drive it on. If you drive without insurance, then it's a criminal offense. Question 8. What does this sign mean? No entry, national speed limit applies, waiting restrictions apply, no stopping. The correct option is this sign means no stopping. Question 9. What do you need before you can legally use a motor vehicle on the road? So, legal requirement before driving your car on the roads. Proof of your identity, a vehicle handbook, an appropriate driving license, or breakdown cover. So to drive on public roads, legally you must have an appropriate driving license. Question 10. You have broken down on a motorway. Your car breaks down on a motorway. When you use the emergency telephone, that's the situation, you have to use an emergency telephone. What will you be asked for? Means the operators who receive your call, what they're going to ask you about. Details about your vehicle, the name of your vehicle insurance company, your employer's details, your driving license details. The correct option is details about your vehicle. Question 11. What should you do if you park on the road when it is foggy? So if you are parking on the road and it's a foggy condition, make sure you need to know that which type of lights you should leave on. Leave the dipped headlights switched on, leave parking lights switched on, leave dipped headlights and fog lights switched on, or leave main beam headlights switched on. Guys, this question is quite confusing. Mostly students, when they see this word foggy condition, they choose the option where it says leave the fog light switched on. But you need to understand this question. This question is not asking you about driving in the foggy condition. This question is asking you when you park in the foggy condition. So for parking in foggy condition, there are different rules you need to understand. The correct option is you should leave parking lights switched on. Question 12. What does this sign mean? Turn left ahead, T-junction, no through road, or give way. The correct option is this sign is for T-junction. Question 13. You are looking for somewhere to safely park your vehicle. Where would you choose to park? At or near a bus stop, in a designated parking space, near the brow of a hill, on the approach to a level crossing. The correct option is in a designated parking space. You cannot park randomly here and there. There may be double yellow line, there may be zigzag lines, there may be a disabled parking space. So you should park in an appropriate parking place. Question 14. How can you avoid wheel spin when you are driving on an icy road? The condition is icy. So if you drive, what should you do? Or how can you avoid wheel spin? Drive at a slow speed in the highest gear possible. Use the parking brakes if the wheel starts to slip. Brake gently and repeatedly. Drive in a low gear at all times. The correct option is drive at a slow speed in the highest gear possible. Question 15. What hazard should you be especially aware of if you are turning left into a side road? So guys, if you are turning left into a side road, what hazard you should be especially aware of? One-way street, pedestrians, traffic congestion, or parked vehicles. The correct option is you should be aware of pedestrian. Usually pedestrians are crossing, so if they are, you need to give them way. Wait for them to finish crossing and then you can move on. Question 16. What does this sign mean? Now, you need to understand this sign clearly. This sign shows that the leftmost line is used for crawler lane. Crawler means these lorries, they are heavy and loaded, so they crawl. So they move very slowly. That's why they call them crawler. So this lane is separate for them. So you need to now go to option and find out which one is suitable for this sign. Leave motorway at next exit? No. All lorries use the hard shoulder? No. Rest area for lorries? No. Lane for heavy and slow moving vehicles. The correct option is, this sign is for lane for heavy and slow vehicles. So for safety reason, all the lorries which are really loaded and heavy, they move into this lane, especially at gradient uphill. So this is for safety. So in case if they roll back, they're not gonna hit the normal cars or family cars. It's for safety reason. That's why they have separate lane. Question 17. What should you do if you want to overtake a long, slow-moving vehicle on a busy road? So the vehicle is long and slow-moving and you want to overtake it. What should you do? Follow it closely and keep moving out to see the road ahead. Flash your headlights for oncoming traffic to give way. Stay behind until the driver waves you past. Keep well back so that you get a good view of the road ahead. The correct option is you should keep well back so that you get a good view of the road ahead. That is the best option. So you should keep a distance from the vehicle in front. And if it is a long and slow moving vehicle like a lorry or a bus or a truck, so you need to keep well back so you can see ahead. Question 18. Which vehicle should you allow extra room as you overtake them? So which one of these should you give extra room or extra space when you overtake them? A lorry, tractor, bicycle, road sweeper. The correct option is you should give extra room or extra space to bicycle. Question 19. Your vehicle is fitted with a handheld telephone. What should you do to use the phone? Reduce your speed, find a safe place to stop, steer the vehicle with one hand, be particularly careful at junctions. Correct option is find a safe place to stop. Question 20. Which arm signal tell you that the car you are following is going to pull up? Guys, you need to understand that. The car you are following out of these four is going to pull up. Means it wants to stop. So which one of these is the correct option? Sign A, sign B, sign C, or sign D? The correct option is sign C. So that indicates that the car is going to pull up. Question 21. When would you use the right-hand lane of a two-lane dual carriageway? Right-hand lane of the dual carriageway. When would you use that? When you are turning right or overtaking? When you are passing a side road on the left? When you are staying at the minimum allowed speed? When you are traveling at a constant high speed? The correct option is when you are turning right or overtaking. So, for dual carriageway, we can use the right-hand lane for turning right or overtaking, but in motorway, we can only use that for overtaking. No turning right. Question 22. What color are the reflective studs between the lanes on a motorway? Amber, green, red, or white? So in between the lines, we have white color studs. Question 23. When should you leave a 2-second gap between your vehicle and the one in front? So he's asking you about the 2-second gap between your vehicle and the one at the front. When it's icy condition, when it's raining, wet, when it's dry, or when it's foggy. So guys, you need to understand the question. When it's dry road surface, then we leave 2-second gap. When it's raining or wet conditions, we leave 4-second. When it is icy, then we have to be careful, so we need to leave 10 times more. Question 24. Which sign means the national speed limit applies? Sign A, B, C, or D? The correct option is sign C. So sign C is the national speed limit sign. You need to follow that. Whether you are going on a single carriageway, dual carriageway, or motorway, the speed limit changes accordingly. So you need to understand that. Okay, what is sign A? Sign A is for no entry, sign B is for orders, and sign D is no stopping. Question 25. What's the national speed limit for cars and motorcycles on dual carriageway? So for cars and motorcycles, what's the national speed limit on this type of road, dual carriageway? 30 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour, or 70 miles per hour? The correct option is 70 miles per hour. Question 26. You have just gone through floodwater. What should you do to make sure your brakes are working properly? So you have gone through floodwaters and you need to check that your brakes are working properly. Accelerate and keep a high speed for a short time. Avoid using the brakes at all for a few miles. Stop for at least an hour to allow them to dry, or go slowly while gently applying the brakes. The correct option is go slowly while gently applying the brakes. So if you drive through flood waters, you need to test your brakes slowly and gently. If they are working, that's fine. If they are not, then you need to wait. Question 27. You are driving at night. What should you do if you are dazzled by headlights coming towards you? Dazzling causes accidents also, so you need to be careful. So the question is, if you are dazzled and you are driving at night and you are dazzled by the headlights coming towards you, what should you do? Pull down your sun visor, flash your main beam headlights, shade your eyes with your hand, or slow down or stop. So the correct option is slow down or stop. If you cannot see clearly, you need to slow down or stop. Don't put yourself in danger and others also. Question 28. You are in a tunnel and you see this sign. What does it mean? Guys, you need to understand this sign. In a tunnel, if you see this sign, what does it mean? Is it direction to an emergency pedestrian exit? Beware of pedestrian, no footpath ahead, no access for pedestrian, or beware of pedestrian crossing ahead. So the correct option is directions to an emergency pedestrian exit. So we are not on an open stretch of road, guys. We are in a tunnel. So if something goes wrong, something happens, an emergency arises, we need to look at this sign and follow it in the same direction. So then we can come out of the tunnel safely. Question 29. You are driving on a clear night. Which light should you use if national speed limit applies and there is a steady stream of oncoming traffic? National speed limit applies. Traffic is coming in both directions. So which lights should you use? Tipped headlights. You're not going to use full beam headlights. You're not going to use side lights. You're not going to use fog lights. The correct option is you'll be using tipped headlights. Question 30. You are traveling at the legal speed limit. What should you do if the vehicle behind approaches quickly flashing its headlights? You are following the speed limit on the road legally, whether it's 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. What if a car or a vehicle approaches quickly behind you and it flashes its headlights? Means they are asking you to give them way. So what should you do? Accelerate to make a gap between you. Accelerate to make a gap behind you. Touch the brakes sharply to show your brakes lights. Maintain your speed to prevent the vehicle from overtaking. Allow the vehicle to overtake. The correct option is you should allow the vehicle to overtake. Question 31. When must you stop your vehicle? Is asking you that when must you stop? Guys, must. That's really important to understand. If you are involved in an incident that causes damage or injury, at a junction where there are give-way lines, at the end of one-way street, before merging onto motorway. The correct option is if you are involved in an incident that causes damage or injury, then you have to stop. Question 32. You have broken down on a two-way road, which you can see in this picture. You have a warning triangle. That's warning triangle here. At least how far from your vehicle should you place the warning triangle? Is asking you about the distance, that at how much distance or at what distance should you place this warning triangle? At 5 meters, 25 meters, 45 meters, or 100 meters. So if your car breaks down, you have to have this warning triangle placed on the road behind your car. At how much distance? 45 meters. Question 33. What should you do if you think the driver of the vehicle in front has forgotten to cancel their right indicator? If you think that the driver has forgotten to cancel their right indicator, you are following this driver. So in that case, what should you do? Flash your lights to alert the driver. Sound your horn before overtaking. Overtake on the left if there is a room. Stay behind and do not overtake. The correct option is you should stay behind and do not overtake. Maybe he hasn't forgotten. So in that case, you're going to have an accident. So it's better you stay behind and wait. Means drive slowly, but stay behind. Do not overtake. Question 34. You are signaling to turn right in a busy traffic. How would you confirm your intention safely? So what's the best way of confirmation? How can you confirm? Sound the horn, give an arm signal, flash your headlights, position over the center line. The correct option is give an arm signal. So if it's too busy, too much congestion, and you want to turn right, with right indicator, you have to give an arm signal also. Question 35. You want to put a rear-facing baby seat on the front passenger seat. You need to understand the question, guys. Rear-facing baby seat you want to put on the passenger seat next to you. What must you do if passenger seat is protected by frontal airbag? So if there is an airbag which is active on the passenger seat, what should you do? Deactivate the airbag, turn the seat to face sideways, ask a passenger to hold the baby, put the child in an adult seatbelt. The correct option is you need to deactivate the airbag before you put the child on the front seat. Question 36. What does this sign mean? T-junction, no through road, telephone box ahead, toilet ahead. The correct option is no through road. So this sign is used for no through. Question 37. You are carrying an 11-year-old child on the front seat of your car. Age limit, and the child is on the front seat. They are under 1.35 meters, 4 feet 5 inches tall. The height, what seat belt security must be in place? Which seat belt they're going to use? They must use an adult seat belt. They must be able to fasten their own seat belt. They must use a suitable child restraint. They must be able to see clearly out of the front window. The correct option is they must use a suitable child restraint. Question 38. Who is responsible for making sure that vehicle isn't overloaded? Overloading causes so many problems. So whose responsibility is this to check the vehicle isn't overloaded? The licensing authority, the owner of the items being carried, the person who loaded the vehicle, the driver of the vehicle. Correct option is it's the responsibility of the driver of the vehicle. Question 39. Why is it important to wear suitable shoes when driving? Suitable shoes, guys. They are important because you can have your fully control on your vehicle. So there are 4 options. Let's have a look. So suitable shoes, they are there to enable you to adjust your seat, to prevent wear on the pedals, to maintain control of the pedals, or to enable you to walk for assistance if you break down. The correct option is suitable shoes are there to maintain control of the pedals. Question 40. You see this amber traffic light ahead. Which light or lights will come on next? Red alone, green and amber together, red and amber together, or green alone? Correct option is red alone. Question 41. You take some cough medicines given to you by a friend. Cough medicine which your friend gave you. What should you do before driving your car? First thing, guys, self-medication is not good. So if you do take some medicine from family or friend, make sure you check the label or instructions. So what should you do before driving? 4 options. Ask your friend if taking the medicine affected their driving. Drink some strong coffee 1 hour before driving. Check the label to see if medicine will affect your driving. Drive a short distance to see if the medicine is affecting your driving. The correct option is you need to check the label to see if medicine will affect your driving or not. Question 42. What advice should you give to a driver who has had a few alcoholic drinks at a party? If your friend who has few alcoholic drinks at the party or a driver, what advice are you going to give them? Have a strong cup of coffee and then drive home. Drive home carefully and slowly. Go home by public transport. Wait a short while and then drive home. The correct option is go home by public transport. Question 43. You need glasses to read number plates at a required distance. Glasses for reading number plates at a certain distance. When must you wear them? Only in bad weather conditions? Whenever you are driving? When you think it's necessary? Only at night time. The correct option is you should wear your glasses whenever you are driving. Question 44. You are on a smart motorway. What does it mean when a red cross is displayed above hard shoulder? So it's talking about this type of cross which is shown above the hard shoulder or displayed above the hard shoulder. What should you do? Pull up in this lane to answer your mobile phone. Use this lane as a running lane. This lane can be used if you need a rest. You shouldn't travel in this lane. The correct option is if there is a cross displayed on the hard shoulder on smart motorways, it means you shouldn't travel in this lane. Question 45. Do you need to plan rest stops when you are planning a long journey? So rest stops, are they necessary? Yes, you should plan to stop every half an hour. No, only few stops will be needed. Yes, regular stops help concentration. No, you will be less tired if you get there as soon as possible. The correct option is yes, regular stops help concentration. Question 46. Why do motorcyclists use dipped headlights in daylight? So, motorcyclists, why they use dipped headlights in daytime? They use these headlights or dipped headlights to improve the rider's vision so that the rider can be seen more easily. To stop the battery overcharging, the rider is inviting you to proceed. The correct option is so that the rider can be seen more easily. Question 47. You are leaving a safe gap as you follow a large vehicle. What should you do if a car moves into the gap? So you left a safe gap, another car moved into that gap. What should you do? Flash your headlights, sound your horn, drop back further, start to overtake. The correct option is you should drop back further. There is no reason to shout at them or show anger or change your behavior. Just for safety reason, drop back further and stay calm. Question 48. What's the speed limit for the car towing the caravan on this road? Guys, so here's a video clip, and in this video clip we're going to be finding out that what should be the speed limit for the car which is towing caravan in this video. Whether that should be 40 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour, or 70 miles per hour. But before we find out the actual answer, we need to watch the video, because in actual exam you will have the last 3 questions with the same video clip repeated in all of them. But each question will be about something different. So here the question is about the speed limit for the car towing the caravan. So let's play the video and find out the correct option. So if you watch closely, you can see in the left-hand lane there is a caravan pulled by this vehicle. And what should be the speed limit? It's very unstable. So what do you think? The correct option is 60 miles per hour. So on motorways and dual carriageways, if we have a car towing a caravan, they should be doing 60 miles per hour. Question 49. The caravan starts to swing from side to side. What should the driver do to bring it back under control? So you watched in this video clip, I'm going to play it again in a minute. So you see that this caravan is very unstable behind this car. How can driver bring it under control? Whether they should brake firmly until the swinging stops, steer sharply in the opposite direction to the caravan swing, ease off the accelerator to slow down, accelerate until the swinging stops. So let's find out. I'm going to play the video clip and have a look and see which one could be the right option. There you go, it starts swinging. Oh my goodness, that's very dangerous. Ooh. So what do you think could be the correct option? Let's find out. The correct option is the driver should ease off the accelerator to slow down and bring it under control. If the driver stops suddenly, or if the driver does emergency brake or panics, then it's going to go worse. So driver should ease off the accelerator to slow it down gradually. Question 50. Why is the caravan unstable and swinging from side to side? So this question is asking the reason why this caravan is moving from side to side or swinging from side to side, and why is so unstable. Is it because of the side winds? Is it because of other cars are passing too close to it? Is it because it's in the wrong lane? Or is it because there are traffic cones on the road? Guys, have a look at these trees. So if you look closely, you can find out the reason why this caravan is swinging from side to side. If I pause it here and I play it again, you can see what could be the reason. The correct option is it's because of the side winds. So guys, this was the second mock test from mock test series for car theory test. If you have any question, please drop them in the comment section below and I would love to get back to you. Look after yourself and this channel. Thanks for watching.